Welcome back to Technique Tuesday. We're going to now talk about hustle, leading a rotation in hustle, or leading the wheel in hustle. Let's get into it. Doing this hustle basic now, one thing that is not super easy is leading the rotation and making sure you get enough rotation every single time. This is a slot dance, and by that it means we dance on a line the entire time instead of it just being rotary. These Technique Tuesdays are to help us advance it a little bit more and feel like we get more out of the dance. So what I'm trying to do as a leader is I'm trying to dance past her so that we make a half of a turn every single time. I'm getting out of her way a little bit as I go to rock back. You can say I might even go back and then move my right foot forward out of the way a little bit so that she gets to come past me uninterrupted. So I kind of get out of the way a little bit so now I have space to go turn on this right foot and ideally almost step backwards on my left foot as I go around. Back, forward, turn, back, back. And now the earlier I make the rotation, the easier and the more comfortable it is for me to get around. Back, forward, back, back. Whereas if I go back, forward, and I step forward again on my left foot, one, we're gonna run into each other, and two, we have to make all the rotation by the very end, which is very difficult. So far it's give her space, rotate early, which also initiates a rotation for her, so now she has plenty of time to get around. And that's what I would do footwork wise. This rock step was very, very small, shifted over, rotated on this foot so I could step backwards, and now I step back again. We've made our half a turn that we were looking for. Now in terms of the arms and the frame and the leading, my arms are very, very light. It's about my body opening up and getting past her. I can rotate these hands around to get her to work around a little bit more, but I call this a lift lead dance. It's very similar to salsa where all the leads for the patterns, or most of them, come from turns up and over the head. So the more active I make the hands, the harder it is for her to read when I go to make some of these turn changes. If I start to roll her around too much and I get way too active, it's not super obvious once the arm comes up because there's so much movement happening. I'm sure you've danced with some crazy dances at some point that just move so much all the time that when they want you to go do a turn, you didn't even really know it was happening. Or the calmer I can make the hands, and the more I can make dancing about my body, it's very clear now when my hand picks up and I want her to go turn, and then I bring it back down again and it gets super, super light each time. So I do expand them slightly to give myself space to move around her. Right? If I keep them too narrow, we would kind of punch each other in the stomach as we came around. So I do expand slightly as I go around, but I'm not pulling her towards me because now again I get into this big rock step and we're kind of whipping past each other, which sounds and looks fun until you try to lead a pattern. It's going to make it very, very difficult. So the theme is very, very light, move my body past her. So now when I lift up a hand, it's incredibly obvious. And now the hands are very, very light when I want to go lead new patterns. Thank you so much for joining us on Technique Tuesday. We'll see you next week.